So welcome back to the channel, and today I'm diving back into my ITX build, and it's probably one of my most favorite builds I've ever had. My ITX system has just had a lot of different reiterations. I initially started with the fractal node, went to the cheap AliExpress one, then I went to the Cooler Master NR200, and now I am rocking the Jonesbow NV10, and I gotta say, out of all the ITX cases that I've built in, this one is my favorite. Number one, it's easy to build if you don't follow the instructions. So keep that in mind. You follow the instructions, yeah, definitely don't recommend it. Number two, I do like the size, the appearance, the little wood grain over here, USB Type-C. That's awesome, but unfortunately my motherboard doesn't have support for that, but it is what it is on that. And this system is a Ryzen 9 5900X, RTX 4060 low profile, 32 gigs of DDR4, 3600 speeds, and a 2 terabyte NVMe. And for the power supply, which I know people kind of cringe at this, is the PVF 500 watt power supply. And people are saying it's cheap, it's bad, it's gonna blow up your computer. Folks, I've had it for over a year and I've had no issues with it, nothing. Number one, I undervolt, which that helps a lot. And number two, the only upgrade I do recommend for it is the Noctua 40mm swap. I have a video on this. I swapped their fan to the Noctua 40mm because if you run their fan right out of the box, it is extremely loud and it doesn't really give a lot of airflow. The Noctua one, more airflow, better temperatures, and it's quiet. So kind of keep that in mind if you're gonna rock that. But just like any other ITX system, I'm running into issues. Well, not issues, just limitations of the build, and that is cooling. Now, I did have to go with this Noctua NH-L9i, I'll put the exact model over here, which is a pretty decent cooler, but it's only a 36mm cooler. And because of that, my temperatures seem to get a bit toasty. Running Cinebench for about 20-30 minutes, our temperatures hit roughly, let's pull it up, 90 degrees Celsius. And I do have a slight undervolt on it. And reason being is, number one, we're sucking in cool air from right over here, but we have nowhere to exhaust the hot air. So that is an issue. And the second issue, it's a 95 watt TDP cooler. It's a 105 watt TDP CPU. So yeah, probably could tweak the undervolt a little more, but I'd rather see first if adding exhaust to this will resolve that issue. Now moving on to the GPU, running Furmark over here, the GPU is actually not bad, and I undervolted this too. Now the GPU is about 76, 77 degrees Celsius. It's the same thing, it just sucks in fresh air from the little fan grills over here, but also the same issue, nowhere to exhaust it. But the GPU is not that terrible. Now running Furmark and Cinebench, obviously we're putting way more load than you typically would for gaming, but if we could tame the temperatures over here, obviously we'll have better temps with our gaming performance. So here's the plan. I got on the interweb, and I gotta say this, I need to get into 3D printing. Any companies out there watching this that, you want to send me a 3D printer, let me know, dlmtechgarage@gmail.com. But I need to get into 3D printing. And the reason why is because number one, there's so many things you can do, the customization, just, it's an awesome world. I was looking on the interweb, I saw an STL file to be able to add a bracket so we can add some fans to this, and I'll show you in just a sec. I reached out to a buddy of mine, I sent him the file, and he 3D printed it. So that's awesome. And I need to really start doing that. I think it would help me with some of my builds and projects. So next adventure for me. But now that I have my baseline, 77 degrees Celsius on the GPU, 90 degrees Celsius on the CPU, let's go ahead and let's show you what we're gonna do and how we're gonna easily mod this. So these are the prints. I'll post a link to it, and you're asking me why did I go with white? Number one, it was free. And number two, that's all he had. So I'll take it, and we'll never really see it. But this is the one that slides over, I believe, for the GPU. You can put 3 fans. I'm gonna go with 2, and I'll explain why I'm only going with 2. But we could put 2 40mm as an exhaust. This kind of wedges between these 2 posts. And by adding that, we're gonna have some exhaust. I think this one is the one for the CPU. And the same thing, we'll put one fan over here, one fan over here, and that would actually give us more ventilation. So that is the plan moving forward. And the reason why I'm going with 2 instead of 3 for each one is because, well, don't cheap out on your fans, folks. And if you don't cheap out, it does get expensive. This is the Noctua NF A4x10 fans, 40mm, 10mm, the height on it, and these things are not cheap. They're like $15, $16 a piece, so that's just $60 right over here. If I add 2 more, save a couple of bucks. Will that third fan make a difference? Maybe. maybe not, but I think that should get the job done. And then obviously we had to get some splitters so we can add all these extra fans because this motherboard doesn't have all the headers we need. So that is the plan. What we need to do next is go ahead and get this computer apart. So let's get this unplugged. Ooh, this is nice and toasty. Oh yeah. And I really feel it right over here. And I think mostly because we're not pushing out that heat. So that part. And the other thing I think I am gonna do is finally get rid of the shark fin. I think I just have regular antennas for the back. I don't think the shark fin really fits this look anymore. Let me know in the comments. And all I do is just use, you know, Velcro. All right. And the cool thing about this case, pops open just like that, at least for the motherboard. And here we go. Now, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna take this motherboard out. And you're probably saying, why? Well, it's gonna be a lot easier just to show it. So now this one is the one, the 3D print, and I'll post these in the descriptions if you're interested. But this is the one that goes right, yeah, I think it's something like this. I'll have to rewatch the video. But yeah, I think it goes right over here. It screws in with these two screws here, and I'll show you once we start it. And then I can add the two fans right over here. And what that would allow me to do is exhaust all the heat out from here. So that's gonna be cool. Now for the back. That works. And then for this one right over here, and you don't have to take it out, but this is supposed to slide, and I might have to adjust this just a little by little. No, it'll be fine. But this will slide right in over here, and then we can put the exhaust fans for a GPU. So yeah, it does work. So because of the way it's positioned, this could be our exhaust vent. Yeah, that would be our exhaust vent. So that actually works out pretty good. But I'm gonna go ahead, take out this motherboard, and when we come back, we'll install the bracket and the exhaust fans for the CPU. Let's see how to do this. So my thought, this comes out. I did watch a video on it, but sometimes it's easier on the TV or on the screen than actual real life. So we'll see how that works. But I'm thinking these come out, and I'm sure my hand is in the way, so forgive me. But yeah, these come out. And now I think the way these work is this. It's supposed to go like this, maybe. I think I see it. So it goes like that. And I think the fan's supposed to mount up this way. So let's go ahead and get a fan. And I'm thinking like that. So now before we make a commitment, I want to make sure we figure out the wire management. So that's going to fit perfect. Our wires. I just want to make sure that we're not pinching the wire. A little pressure on the wire is not terrible, but like straight up pinching it, that's definitely not good. Oh yeah, we're gonna be good. Now we can go this way. This thing will stay in place. And this is where ITX gets fun, folks, because you run out of space and room to do things. All right, that moves freely. That moves freely. And I'll get you guys some better angles once we get this in, the motherboard in. But I'm really hoping that I didn't have to put the motherboard in first. Kind of took out the motherboard to kind of get more access and show it a little more. But hopefully that was not a bad decision. Guess we'll find out. All right. So now we got these, which is cool because I got a 3-pin adapter. And what I'm thinking is probably sync these up with the CPU. So as the CPU gets toasty, these will ramp up. That's my thought. And then the exhaust one, I'll sync that one up with the ones for the graphics card. And what I am gonna do is go ahead and get this thing ready, because we'll have to, yeah, it's getting tight. It's yeah. But I think we can make this work. Now, let's try to get this motherboard back in. This is gonna be interesting. Because what's kind of holding me back right now is that 24 pin. I just need it just to squeeze over. Yeah, it's the same issue I had before. I think we got it. I think we got it. Let's check on that. Let's kind of wiggle things in place. Yeah, we just about got it. Motherboard is in. This is... I'm thinking we got to figure out what's going on is these wires. Okay, we're going to run them this way to kind of keep the CPU one. Yeah, there we go. I like it. It's better. Because then these we could just kind of do that. So let's find where'd they go. Okay. Let's see, does this move freely? Yep. Does that move freely? Yep. Oh yeah, we're looking really good so far. Now, let's do the other one. But I'm thinking I don't need to really take this out because it really doesn't give me any advantage. Now this one slides in just like so, I think. No, that one's gonna go this way. And it kind of wedges in. Now, although these Knox fans are expensive, they do give you a ton of extras. Give you a splitter, an extension. I think the one that reduces the RPMs. So now, same thing here. We just need to figure out, they're gonna have to go down like that, yeah. Okay. Yeah, 3 would have been cool, but that cost a lot of money. Now let's, there we go. Oh, I think the issue I have is that this is a little too, see if I can sand this down. There we go. Just had to snip that side down a little bit, and that actually gives me the clearance I need. Now let's go ahead and get these fans routed. So we use this 3-pin one. We'll have extra wire, but it's definitely gonna be longer to go to the other side. And hopefully I could finagle this in here. Just gotta get you through the other side. Come on. I need to make sure that none of these things are touching the fans. There's a lot going on over here. Just, yeah. Now this is the USB-C. And we're just gonna play it careful. I just wanna wrap this up. And the reason why is that it's loose, it's dangling. If it touches something, it could create a short. And I don't like that, so we could just pop it there. A little snug, but I think it'll work. Yeah, that'll work. And I'm not putting as much pressure down as you think to hold these, to hold this panel in. Nothing is touching, and I'll probably go back in later on and try to clean this up a little bit more, but for the sake of making sure everything is working. We're just gonna run it like this. Now nothing is touching those fans. I did confirm that, so we're good there. Now the moment of truth, which I should have tested to make sure these pieces click onto these little nubs. Yeah. All right, cool deal. So let me clean this mess up and we'll fire it up. So it's been 30 minutes. The computer's been put back together. I've run a couple of heat cycles just to really get this thing saturated with heat. And my temperature's 85 degrees Celsius. So we got a 5 to 7 degree improvement, which is pretty good. Every little bit helps. And considering that the fact that 3D printing that was free, number one, I knew somebody. Number two, if you have a 3D printer, then obviously, you know, you can print it for yourself, but the cost, $60 for fans. But obviously having those fans make a huge difference. Now you can go with cheaper fans that do get the job done, but I mean, you get what you pay for. They're usually noisy and the quality is just not there. I mean, I like Noctua. Their fans definitely get the job done. So yeah, about 5 to 7 degree improvement, which is pretty nice. And as far as the GPU, it's jumping. And maybe it's because, you know what, now that I think about it, the fan curve for that header is probably really low. So if I adjust it to a better one, we could get better improvement. But it jumps between 73, 76. So we do have an improvement there. And I'm sure we could get a better improvement if we adjust that fan curve for that header. But I mean, overall, better temperatures, lower noise, better sustainability of clocks. Hey, I'm good with it. And it wasn't that bad. And I will say this, I definitely need to get into 3D printing. So folks, in a world of computing that we live in, which is ridiculous, expensive, unobtainium at times, this is the stuff that is bringing me joy. Number one, modifying it. I mean, getting something 3D printed, putting some fans in there and making something better than what it was. I enjoy that a lot. The undervolting, occasional overclocking, especially for my main rig. And even the fact that computer cases are still relatively reasonable for a decent one. So, you know, you could kind of go a different look that way. But I mean, the whole point of this is number one, taking what you have, making it better, and not just going out and just spending and wasting ridiculous money. The Ryzen 9 5900X is no slouch, still holds up really well with the RTX 4060, and they definitely get the job done. Do you need to have the latest and greatest? And this is something I've learned. Absolutely not. If what you're using works for you, then keep using it. And if you could find a way to modify it to make it better, then do that. And that's kind of what we've done with this. The Jonesbow NV10 case is a fantastic case, but obviously 3D printing those brackets and adding those fans make a significant difference. 5 to 7 degrees may not seem much, but every little helps. And obviously, when we're not doing Cinebench, a lot of the programs that I will be using, the CPU won't be as stressed as much as that. And the same thing with the Furmark. Now, obviously our Furmark, we didn't see much of an improvement, but I think a lot of that is because that fan header probably is at a very low fan setting, and I probably just need to be a little more aggressive with it. So we'll see on that. So if you have a computer and you want to make it better, consider modifying it, 3D print it. You can get the most life out of it. Enjoy it some more. And with all that being said, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, concerns, criticisms. Was this worth it? What are you doing to kind of still enjoy the computer world despite these ridiculous prices? And as far as 3D printing, which one would you recommend for me and which route should I go? If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and as always, we'll see what we come up with next.